and welcome to level 3 of the yoga program. It's a beautiful day today, so I've decided to bring our practice outside. Our focus today is on hip openers. Hip openers are great for reducing stress and unlocking stuck emotions, good for supporting the lower back, good for improving your alignment in the hips, the legs and the lower back, and lastly for unlocking your creative centre. So we're going to get started by coming down onto our yoga mats, coming into child's pose, which you're familiar with by now. So big toes touching, knees wide, sending your bottom back towards your heels and resting your forehead down on the mat. Now let's take a few cleansing breaths to open our practice. So keeping the mouth closed, inhale in through the nose and exhale out through your mouth. Inhale in through your nose, exhale out through the mouth. One more breath, inhale through the nose, exhale out through your mouth. Now keeping your mouth closed, take nice long even inhales and exhales through the nose. Feel the belly expand and fill that space between the thighs as you inhale. And as you exhale, the belly button rises towards the spine. Completely deflate the belly. Nice long breaths. And take one more breath here. And then coming up into tabletop pose. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Knees hip distance apart. Taking an inhale, belly to the floor, lift the chin, stick the bottom in the sky. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone under, tuck the chin in, push into the hands, into the earth. Inhale, follow out the lower back. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale and exhale. One more time, nice inhale, out pose, and exhale, and come back to all fours. So I want you to extend your left leg out behind you. Now flex your left foot and then stretch your right arm forward. Bring your right bicep to your right thigh, pinky to the floor. Now reach your fingertips to the front of your mat, the sole of the foot to the back of your mat. Your drishti, your gaze, just down to the floor, keeping the neck and the head in line with your spine. Now bring your left knee to the floor and your right hand. Extend your right leg, flex your right foot, and then lengthen this left arm forward. Thumb to the sky, pinky finger to the floor. Reach the crown of the head forward. Breathing into the belly. Your hand and your knee back down to the mat. So we're going to come down onto our bellies. We're going to do a couple of nice shoulder stretches. The focus is on our hips today, but we're just going to do a couple of nice stretches for the shoulders too. So if you bring your right arm underneath your body and then palm facing up towards the sky, just lower your chest down to the floor. Now keep your left hand under your left shoulder, your left elbow is bent. Feet are hip distance apart, and just lean into that right arm, into that shoulder. Feel a lovely stretch in the shoulder joint. Okay, now press into this left hand to come up and then bring your right arm directly out to the side. So your right hand is level with your right shoulder. Keep this left hand underneath the left shoulder. Bring your feet together and push into your left hand to roll onto your right hip. Now you'll feel this stretch in your right shoulder. Keep your head slightly lifted off the floor so that your head and neck's in line with your spine. Now you can bring your left foot to the floor. You don't have to do this, but this will give you a better stretch, a deeper stretch in that right shoulder. If you feel you can come further into the pose, you can bring your right foot to the floor too, so the knees are pointing up towards the sky and the feet are together side by side. Okay, let's extend the legs and roll back onto the belly. Now bring your right hand under your right shoulder. Take this left arm and slide it under, palm facing up towards the sky. Take your forehead back to the mat. And feet are hip distance apart. Press into this right hand, extend your left arm out to the side, hand level with the shoulder, bring your feet together, push into the right hand, come onto your left hip, option to bring your right foot to the floor behind you, and a further option to bring your left foot alongside the right. Again, keep your head slightly lifted, ear off the mat. And come back down onto the belly. Hands under your shoulders, come up, back into downward facing dog. Coming into tabletop. So knees underneath our hips. Spread the fingers, bring your hands forward a fraction. We are now moving into downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under and begin to extend the legs. Coming into this inverted V shape, feet hip distance apart, hands shoulder width apart. Now if you want, you can walk through the feet to gently begin to warm up the hamstrings. And then let's lower both heels down towards the floor. Relax the shoulders, chest to the thighs, gaze to the belly. Push the hands into the floor as if you're pushing the floor away from you. Pull the kneecaps up. Make sure when you look back towards your feet, you're not able to see your heels. They're hidden behind your feet. Now I want you to bend your knees and walk your feet up. So bring your feet to the top of your mat, feet together. Bending the knees, interlace the fingers and bring them to the base of your skull. And just gently pull the head down towards the floor. And you're not tugging on the head, it's just applying a little bit of downward pressure. You should feel really nice in your neck and your upper back. You can have your knees bent or you can begin to extend the legs here if it feels okay. Now we're going to release the head, we're going to press into the feet and slowly make your way up to mountain pose, feet together. So from here we're going to come into some modified sun salutations. I want you to stand nice and tall. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Keep the legs nice and active. Bend the knees if you feel any discomfort in your lower back here. Inhale, nice flat back, look forward. Exhale, step the feet back into plank. Now I want you to drop down onto your knees here. Keep your elbows tucked in and lower all the way down to the mat. Now pressing the tops of the feet into the floor, pulling the kneecaps up, pressing to the hands. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears, gaze forward, down upward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, press into the legs and make your way back into downward facing dog. Okay, now let's see if we can take one big step to bring our feet up to the top of our mat. Don't worry if you need to take lots of little steps, that's absolutely fine. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the feet, bring the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, bring the hands back down to heart center. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, swan dive. Try and keep the hips above the ankles as you fold forwards. Inhale, flat back, gaze forward. Exhale, hands shoulder width apart, stepping back into our strong plank. Now drop down onto the knees. Elbows stay tucked in at the side of the body as you lower. Belly, chest, face to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tops of the feet are pressing into the mat. Exhale, tuck toes under, push into the legs, lift the hips, extend the legs. Adjust the feet if you need to, relax the shoulders. Downward facing dog. Now bend your knees, take your gaze forward, walk or step your feet forward. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, pressing into the earth as you raise the arms. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, looking forward, nice flat back. Exhale, stepping the feet, come back into plank, feet hip distance apart. Drop down onto the knees and lower. Front body arriving at the floor at the same time. Inhale, upward facing dog, shoulders down. That might mean you have to bend your arms, but keep your shoulders away from your ears here. Tuck toes under, press into the legs to downward facing dog. And bend the knees, step or walk the feet forward. Inhale, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the feet, lift the arms up. And exhale. Last one, inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step back into plank. And drop down onto the knees. Now you're still on the out breath as you lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Bending the knees, step or walk the feet forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. And bring the hands down by your thighs. Just going to move so that you can see better as we come into tree pose. So starting with your right leg, I want you to spread your left toes, pick up your right foot. Now bring it either on top of the left foot or place the sole of the foot on the calf muscle, or bring it to the inner left thigh. Now press the foot into the leg and the leg towards the foot to help keep the foot in position there. I'm going to bring the hands to heart center. Now we're going to raise the arms up and take our hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Relax the shoulders, lengthen the spine. Now you can choose to stay here, or you can come into a nice side bend, taking your right hand onto your right knee and leaning to the right. Coming back into tree. Bringing your hands together and lowering them back to heart center. And release. Let's change sides. Spread your right toes. Bring the sole of the left foot on top of the right foot, onto the right calf, or place it onto the right inner thigh. Try not to place the foot against the knee joint. Let's bring our hands to heart center here. Once you're nice and stable, lift the hands up. Take them wide. And again, option to stay here in tree or come into this variation. It's a nice side stretch. And then back up. Palms together and hands back to heart center. I'm going to come back to the top of my mat now. Standing nice and tall, I'm going to take a big step back with my left foot to come into warrior two. So remember, we want the heels aligned. We want a nice deep bend in this right leg so that my right knee is stacked over the right ankle. And I'm going to stretch my arms out. Drop the shoulders down. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. Remember, this knee's coming out over the pinky toe. I don't want the knee to collapse in. And I'm trying to get this knee horizontal if I can. Press the outer edge of the back foot into the floor. Gaze down this front arm, down the middle finger and forward. Just in case you thought Bubbles was stuffed, she is actually real. Ferocious guard dog. So we're going to come into side angle. So we're going to bring our right elbow down onto our right knee. Bring this left arm up alongside our left ear. Gaze towards the left hand. If you want to come deeper into this pose, you can bring your right hand down to the outside of your right foot. You may want to put a block underneath that right hand just to bring the floor up a little bit as a progression. Now press into this right leg to come back up. Now we're going to step the back foot in a little bit closer, not such a long stance, heels still aligned, the legs are straight for triangle. Extend the arms, inhale, lift up out of the waist, exhale, stretch forward, bring your right hand down to your right shin or to the right ankle, maybe reaching the right big toe, but just don't let your top shoulder collapse. You want to keep your hands stacked one on top of the other. This lovely straight line from your right hand all the way up to your left hand. And the hips and chest facing the long left hand side of your mat. Looking up towards your left thumb if that's okay on the neck. Otherwise just looking along to the left hand side again. So from triangle, we're going to turn to our head, so look at our right foot, bend our right leg to come up. Now we're going to take this back foot and point it towards the top left hand corner of our mat. Our right foot is pointing directly forward, so our hips and our chest face forward. So we're going to bring our hands behind our back. Now you can either hold on to opposite elbows, or you can bring your hands together so that your palms touch like this, coming into reverse prayer. Now our legs are nice and straight here. We're going to inhale, lift the chest and look up, and then we're going to exhale, keep your spine nice and long, keep the legs straight, and fold over this front leg. So you're taking the belly down over this right thigh, The face is coming towards your right shin, chest towards the right knee. Pull the kneecaps up, legs are straight. Now pull your right hip back and your left hip forward slightly here. Now to come out of this pose, we're going to bend our right knee, push everything to the floor and come slowly back up. Now we're going to bring our arms up now and come into a nice high lunge. We've got our right knee stacked over our right ankle. Our gaze is forward, our shoulders are relaxed here. And we're going to bring the hands down to the mat. Keep your left hand on the mat and lift the right arm up, coming into a runner's lunge with a gentle twist. Gaze up towards your right thumb. Now bring your right hand down to the floor, and as you do that, just move your right foot out to the right hand side of your mat. So your hands are under your shoulders and your right knee is deeply bent with your knee above the ankle. Now you might find here you need to drop down onto this back knee, that's absolutely fine. Or you can keep this knee lifted. So I want you to see if you can drop down onto your left forearm. And then maybe your right forearm. Don't worry if this is not happening for you, you can always just keep your right hand on the mat. Quite a nice variation here is to pop a block underneath the forearms. This is called lizard pose. Now we're going to drop this back knee down onto the mat. We're going to take our hands underneath our shoulders and bring your right leg alongside your left. So keeping the elbows tucked into the side of the body, lower down to the mat. Thighs, hips, chest, face, everything reaching the mat at the same time. Tops of the feet to the floor. Inhale, press into the ground. Upward facing dog. Shoulders down, gaze forward. Tuck the toes under and come up into downward facing dog. Now we're going to walk, or we're going to take a big step forward with the feet. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. And bring the hands down by the thighs. So let's take a big step back now with our right foot. Coming into warrior two. Left leg leads, left knee stacked over left ankle, press the back, the outside edge of the right foot into the floor, trying to get the thigh as horizontal as we can, dropping the shoulders down with every exhale, lowering the tailbone down towards the ground. Down onto the left knee, right arm comes up alongside the right ear, gaze to the right hand. Option to bring this left hand down to the floor. Try and keep the chest and the belly turned up towards the sky. Now press into this left leg to come back up. We're going to come into triangle pose. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. Right foot's turned out 90 degrees, left foot's pointing forward. Arms are aligned, arms are long. Inhale, come up out of the waist. Exhale, stretch stretch forward, then bring this left hand down to the left shin or ankle and reach the right fingertips to the sky. Pull the kneecaps up. Look up towards the right thumb or to the side. Now we're going to soften, bend this left leg, look at your left foot, press into the leg as you rise. Parvattanasana now, so we bring our right foot to point towards the top right hand corner of our mat. Left foot's pointing forward. Hands are coming either to hold on to opposite elbows, or we're bringing our hands together into reverse prayer, palms touching. Inhale, looking up, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Now bringing the belly down over this left thigh, face towards the left shin. Legs are straight if possible. If it's too difficult, too challenging, hamstrings are really tight, you can bend that front leg slightly, but try if you can to keep the legs nice and straight. Push your right hip forward, pull your left hip back here. Arms. Take the right foot back a little bit, come up onto the ball of the back foot. It's this lovely high lunge. Left knee stacked over left ankle. Now bring the hands down to the mat. And keep your right hand where it is underneath that right shoulder and bring your left arm up. And look towards the left thumb. Now as you bring this left hand back down, just move your left foot over towards the left hand side of your mat. And again, you can have this back knee lifted or you can drop the back knee down. And we can start coming down onto our right forearm, maybe also our left forearm for lizard. And remember, you have the option of putting a block or a book underneath the elbows. Feel this in this left hip area here. Now bring your right knee down to the mat. Bring the hands under the shoulders and bring your left knee alongside. And then we're going to come to a sitting posture. So bringing the feet together, bringing them in nice and close to the body. Holding on to the ankles, and just use your elbows to gently press the knees apart. Push the knees down towards the floor. Now we're going to keep the feet pressing in towards each other, and we're going to stretch the hands forward. This stretching and opening the hips, the inner thighs. Feel this in your lower back. Remember, bring the hands back in towards the body and bring the knees together. So let's take our legs directly out in front of us. Flex the feet. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, keeping the spine nice and long, come into a forward fold. Now you're reaching for the ankles or the soles of your feet. You may be able to interlace the fingers, take the hands beyond the feet. You may find the hands are not reaching the ankles and you need to use a strap around the feet just to help lengthen your arms essentially. Your gaze to your feet here, and then release. and come slowly back up. So we're going to bring our right leg across our left leg and take the foot to the floor. Now we're going to bring our left leg and tuck it underneath the right hip. So just turn so you can see what this looks like. Okay, so both seat bones are pressing down into the mat. Now if this doesn't feel comfortable, then you can keep this left leg extended out in front. Just make sure that the sole of the right foot's coming to the floor and the right knee's pointing up towards the sky. Now we're going to bring our right hand down next to our right hip. Our left arm is going to reach up and then it's going to come across and hook onto the outside of this right leg. Now keep your right hand on the floor, keep the length in the spine and gently begin to look over your right shoulder. Now, if it's difficult to get the elbow across the body to the outside of the thigh here, you can just hug the thigh. Just try and keep that length in your spine. And if you're looking for a little bit more challenge here, you can bring this left arm through this gap from the outside of the thigh towards this left hip, and then bring your right hand round, see if the hands can bind, and look over your right shoulder. So lots of options, lots of variations in this pose. And release. So let's extend the legs out, maybe give them a little shake. And now bring your left leg over your right leg. Plant the foot, knee pointing to the sky. Bring your right leg, scoop it underneath. Make sure both seat bones are pressing down into the floor. Remember, you can leave this right leg extending out in front of you. Now either hugging this knee or bringing your right arm up, taking it to the outside of this left thigh, keeping your spine nice and long. Look over this left shoulder. Remember, rotating from the base of your spine. As you inhale, lengthening. As you exhale, twisting, nice and gently. Nothing's forced. Nothing should be painful. You should feel a nice deep stretch, but nothing should be too uncomfortable. Option again to bring this right hand from the outside of the thigh towards your right hip, and then lengthen your left hand behind. See if the fingers can reach and bind, and look over the left shoulder. And release. Okay, so we're going to come down onto our backs. You have your feet hip distance apart. And bring your right ankle onto your left knee and let your right knee rotate out. Now take your left hand to the outside of the thigh, your right hand through the center, interlace the fingers and hold on to the back of the thigh, or if your hands can reach, hold on to the shin. Now keep your head and shoulders on the floor and pull the legs in towards the chest. And as you do that, push your right hip towards the front of your mat. Recline pigeon pose. Feel this in your right hip. And release. Changing sides, bring your right foot to the floor. Bring this left ankle onto the right knee. Right hand to the outside, left hand through the middle, holding on to the back of the right thigh or to the right shin. Head and shoulders come back down to the mat, and we pull these legs in. legs, taking them back down to the floor. So I want you here to lift the legs, extend them up towards the sky, hands by your side, spread the fingers. If you do a lot of yoga and you want to do a different inversion here, that's fine. You could try shoulder stand or headstand. Otherwise, this is a great way of reversing the blood flow in the body. Nice and calming. And then we're going to hug the knees in one last time. And either rocking up on your bottom to grab a jumper or a blanket. No need for that for me today in the sunshine. So I'll come down onto my back into Savasana. So feet slightly wider than hip distance. And let the feet fall to the side, palms open, facing up towards the sky. Shoulders sinking into the earth. Chin drops down slightly towards the chest. Jaw relaxed. Muscles in the face soften. Close the eyes. And let the breath flow naturally. If you'd like a longer Savasana, just pause the video. I know it's tempting sometimes, but try not to skip this part of the class. It's the part where your body absorbs all the goodness from your practice. The part where your body rebalances and restores. Savasana, take the feet together. Inhale, extend the arms over the head, take a nice full body stretch. And exhale, release. Bringing your feet in towards the body. Knees together, rolling over onto your left side, making a pillow with the hands or supporting the head and the crook of the left arm. And when you're ready, rising up and come to a comfortable seated posture. Rest the hands on the knees. So today's quote is by the author Eleanor Brown. Rest and self-care are so important to replenish your spirit. It allows you to serve others from the overflow. You cannot serve from an empty vessel. Let's open the eyes, bring the hands down by our sides. Take a nice big inhale as you lift the arms up. Exhale, draw the hands back down to heart center as you fold forwards. Namaste.